Oh, hey guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just admiring the, beautiful landscaping that's over there. This guy did a really good job. But as I always say, normal is the attitude and guy's the way to go. But yeah, man. I'm in Monroe, I believe. Really nice area. So a lot of you guys are kind of asking, why even move to Miami, normal guy? Because you're normal. That's not something that you would do. It's kind of out of the ordinary. So why did I decide to go there? Well, let's see. Out of the blue, let's call him an old friend. He had an extra room inside of his apartment, and his old roommate already sort of left. So, I guess he was just calling different people, trying to, catch a vibe, trying to see like who might want to move down there. I've been in New Jersey for a while. I was sort of on the fence about it for like a long time. It actually took me like a month to make a, decision like this. I'm pretty sure anyone would kind of, take, a while to make a decision. Where you move down to Miami, a totally foreign land, and, it was big, me and him sort of just kept going back and forth, kind of just kept colliding until one day I'm like, you know what? We are simply here. It is only one life. Let me just, let me go down there and figure it out. But I wasn't really I wasn't really in a good financial headspace, I guess you could say. I was on unemployment at the time and didn't really have any job offers going. Obviously I told him that, but he was telling me Uber is good. There's like a big market out there. So I decided, what the hell, So it kind of turned into something where he told me where, like, okay, January and February, try it out. If nothing comes out of it, then you can just come back. The only worst case scenario is I'll just avoid the harsh winters that happen in the January and February. I mean, that's where the proverbial shit hits the fan. Kind of happens. So anyway, so I decided to go for it. I had a little bit savings. I sort of prepaid him 2 months of rent. I'm like, all right, well, might as well just do it, experience something new. It's kind of like there's always like that fear element, but you gotta sometimes even for like a normal guy standard, sometimes you gotta look at the situation and be like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? And the worst case scenario wasn't bad. It's only 2 months out of my life. I missed out in New Jersey. It was either I'm going to take a 2-month vacation or it'll just be something extended where I actually make it in Miami. So that's all it was. So in both ways looking at it, it wasn't really a big deal, So now obviously this is a whole other topic, but give you a cliff notes. Now the journey down there was a little bit it was a little bit too much, because there was a friend I had to visit in Detroit. That was like a 3 or 4 day escapade of laughs and legal grass and a lot of different stuff involved. That might be in another video. Then, I came back to New Jersey, chilled out for a week, and I decided to go down to Florida after that. And the whole entire time I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? But here I am. I'm alive. I'm talking to you. I'm a normal guy. So it's okay, right? Like, I'm alive. I made a crazy decision, but at the end of the day, it worked out, because at the end of the day, you're, as long as you're alive and healthy, the decisions you have to make, you just got to factor in the variables, So I digress. So took me 2 or 3 days to get down to Florida because my car kept having problems. That was a red flag. My car would later break down after spending 4 or 5 weeks in Florida, so there wasn't much I could do. And on top of that, I wasn't finding any jobs in my field in Florida. There's more of a market in New Jersey. And Florida wasn't, I mean, although Florida has really good weather, Miami is a really nice spot to, for vacation. Really nice weather. There's like a huge party culture. Nice, nice Cuban area. But for normal guy, it doesn't represent, who I am to my core values. I mean, in New Jersey, I'm used to a certain lifestyle, and in Florida, there's another lifestyle. So I got a bit of a culture shock. And I'm saying all the negatives, but there's pros and cons about it. With anything in this life, there's a duality. There's good and bad, and then there's evil and good. So there you have it, right? Top of that, a lot of miscommunication with my roommate at the time. Like a lot of non-compliance. I was kind of just moving about on my own terms. Not going to get into that. He was a nice guy though. It was nice while it lasted. I had a good time. He's a friendly individual, but like a lot of a lot of miscommunication. He lives a certain lifestyle, I live a certain lifestyle. It didn't really vibe together. Pros, I would say, is a lot of interesting people I met. Really nice warm weather. I got out of. I didn't have to deal with the snow this year. I know I'm gonna have to deal with it next year, but that's okay, because I'm always the one shoveling all everybody's snow in New Jersey. So there you go. And maybe I might link something, if you need like a snow removal. I'll do you right. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, pros, it was all right. Towards the end, like the last 4 weeks of being in Miami, and I look at it more of an experience now, more so than anything. And oh, it's like a new Jeep right there. Okay, the experience kind of got me out of my bubble, kind of got me out of the fear factor of like, what if this happens, what if that happens? In reality, the worst fears in your mind don't really always happen. And you can always resume where you left off, and the worst case scenario usually never even happens. The only thing that happened was I spent like a couple of $1,000s, to be exact, let's say 2,000. My car broke down and I lost 2 months of social life in New Jersey, but hey, I got it all back as soon as I came back. And you can always make money back right away, but experiences you can never get back because of time, And so now I have a new mentality coming back to New Jersey. I'm not afraid to take on risks. I'm not afraid to sort of take on the world, as you could say. Yeah, and there was a couple of other things I wanted to add. I don't know if you guys have seen it from, the South Beach videos that my producer made. Did a really good job on it, by the way, the twerking compilation, but that's not Normal Guy though. I mean, Normal Guy felt very, what can you say, very uneasy when he was in that moment in time. And Normal Guy didn't really like that. He felt a little agitated, felt a little bit stressed, a little bit too much chaos going on, and that's not really a good way of kind of looking at the world, from that angle of, like the South Beach angle. I mean, it's not realistic. And in New Jersey, I feel more at home, things are more realistic. People are normal, people are to their roots, and I'm just glad to be back. And if I were to sum New Jersey up, in comparison to Florida, I don't know about other states, but New Jersey is like super friendly, man. I mean, it's small state, very diverse, people are chill. I know people say that we're not, but it's that small town feel that you can't get anywhere else. In Florida, people gun their cars. It's materialistic, ego-driven kind of way of looking at things, and that's not how Normal Guy likes to do it. I mean, Normal Guy loves it that he can just park his car anywhere and he can just take a look at a lake when he wants. I mean, in Miami you can't do that. It's a city, So yeah, that about sums up everything. I lived the Miami life and now I'm back to New Jersey, and this is the New Jersey life I